What's going on, guys? It's Matt from the Trojan Brotherhood, and before I get into today's video, I wanted to provide a little update on the channel. I know I have a very small channel, and I appreciate those of you who tune in and leave comments. It means the world. But for those of you who have been watching for a while, this used to be the LA Sports Brotherhood, where we covered the Dodgers, Lakers, and Trojans. But we decided to dedicate a channel to each sport because it just allows for more content. So obviously this one is 100% USC Trojans, and thank you for the support of that. But if you are a Laker fan or a Dodger fan, go check out the other channels. The Dodgers Brotherhood and then also our Laker channel will be linked down in the description if you're interested. But anyways, getting into the video today, I want to talk about a big problem that USC has had over the past 2 years, and it's bled into this season as well, which surprisingly enough, I don't think USC fans are talking about enough. But to me, USC has a big star talent problem, and there's a lot of discussion, debate about what constitutes a star. For me, what I mean by star is a game changer at a specific position. And for me, those positions are quarterback, receiver, cornerback, and edge. Now, let me be clear, by no means am I saying that every other position doesn't matter, that these matter more. I'm simply saying that these 4 positions, one player can single-handedly take over that aspect of the game. And when analyzing what USC has had at these positions over the past 2 seasons, the only real game changer we had was Caleb Williams in 2023. And you could also make an argument for one of my favorite Trojans, Taj Washington, but I don't think he was a game changer to the extent of like a Jordan Addison or what we saw this year with Jeremiah Smith. And I'm not saying this is the sole reason we're losing. I'm not even saying it's the biggest, but if you compare these past 2 teams to the only successful season we've ever had under Lincoln Riley, I think that is the main difference, is the playmakers. Because in that first season, we had a playmaker at every single one of those positions I named. Obviously, you have Caleb Williams, who's the best quarterback in USC history. Sorry to Matt Leinart. I respect the heck out of you. I'm actually named after you. But to me, Caleb's the best we've seen. The Biletnikoff winner and Jordan Addison, of course, at receiver. Mekhi Blackman, who was a very elite corner and is doing really well in the NFL. And of course, you had Thule at edge. And by no means was this team complete at all. I mean, the linebackers were awful. The interior linemen were awful. Not a single 300-pounder. But you had a quarterback who can lock down his side of the field, and you had a pass rusher who can get you a sack, get you a turnover, and every single third down, it felt like you knew he was going to make a play. And on offense, every third down, every fourth down situation, you knew who was going to. You knew Jordan Addison was going to make a play. You knew he would get open. And of course, I don't even need to explain Caleb Williams. He's one of the best playmakers we've ever seen in college football. And this was a team with those 4 guys that you knew they were going to put up points. It was just a matter of, can they get enough stops on defense? And as much yardage as they gave up, as many points, as awful as that defense was, you knew Thule was going to come up big for you at least one time in the game. And he got you. If he gets you a sack, he gets you a turnover. Maybe Kalen Bullock gets an interception. You knew that turnover was going to lead to USC winning the game because you put the ball in number 13's hands. And let me be straight, by no means am I saying I want this team again. I mean, that defense was so frustrating. I'm very pleased with the more balanced roster, with the great coaching, but there's no dudes, there's no game changers. Whatever word you want to use, there's none of that currently on this team. And in the past season, you saw it, what was missing. The quarterback play cost us every single game. The lack of the pass rush cost us every single game because there was no Caleb, there was no Thule. And I'm not saying we'll never find another Caleb, but a playmaker at that position. And so looking at our guys currently, really wide receiver is the only position where I feel we have game changers and eliminate. QB, definitely not a game changer. At cornerback, there's no game changer. And we have potential for a star pass rusher, but it's not proven yet. So then what is the cause of this problem? And can we fix this, or is this going to be the theme of the Lincoln Riley era? Now, to me, the cause of this is just lack of capitalization on the high school recruits. Because the 5-star guys, the high 4 stars, top 100 recruits, those are the guys that you eventually want to turn into those stars. And if you look at our 4 stars, 5 stars compared to like Ohio State or Oregon, Domani Jackson, the Branch brothers, Deuce, Tackett Curtis, Malachi Nelson, none of them panned out and all of them transferred. And to me, that's the problem. If you want to pinpoint where the problem is, why we're kind of left with no stars at USC, I think it's because we didn't capitalize on those guys. Every elite playoff team has that group of juniors, seniors that have been there for a while, recruited and developed into stars. if you look at right now, what juniors do we have? I mean, at this point, if you asked us 3 years ago what the 2025 team would look like, you would say it's Malachi Nelson, it's Quentin Joyner, it's Deuce, it's Branch, it's Makai, and Jacoby Lane. And you look at the team now, and all you have is Lemonade, which I'm not complaining by any means. I think they're gonna be special. I actually think they'll be better than Branch and Deuce. I think we have to point the finger at the fact that we're not recruiting as many 5-star star players as we should, and the ones that we do recruit, we don't necessarily develop them into what they should be. They either underperform or end up transferring. And so to me, that is the big problem. And as for how do we solve it, I think we solve it right now this season, because the most intriguing thing about this team for me is that there is 3 guys on this team that were top 100 recruits and are at the positions that I listed. That is Braylon Shelby, Cameron Fountain, and Marcellus Williams. If you look at the roster, the D-line looks solid, the safeties look really solid. Let's say we add a Mike linebacker. The defense is looking pretty solid. How we can turn that into an elite defense is to have a star edge player and have a star cornerback. And we have currently on this team high potential top 100 recruits that can become game changers. If you have Shelby or Fountain or both to be legit pass rushers that the defense has to worry about, that changes this defense. If you have Shelby or Fountain or both to be legit pass rushers that attract double teams, that every single 3rd and long situation you know they're going to get to the quarterback, that completely changes this defense. Last year's team might have had the worst pass rush I've ever seen with my own eyes, and so that is essential. And if you can turn one of these guys or both into that pass rush, if you have a lockdown corner to shut down one side of the field, that also changes this defense. So yes, I do think that USC does have a star talent problem. They don't have a quarterback to take over games. They don't have a pass rusher in late game situations. When it's 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter and it's 3rd down, you need someone to make a play. They don't have that guy right now. But how do we fix it? I think we have to hit on our blue chip prospects, and it starts with Cam, Celis, and Braylon Shelby. And let me just clarify on this subject. I don't think this is like a major problem that's going to last 10 years. I think it's this current 2 to 3 year stretch where we are short on the talent. If USC just keeps the momentum up, they keep the recruiting up, we probably hopefully have our next star quarterback in Husang Longstreet. We'll get the cornerbacks, we'll get the pass rushers. We're always going to have the receivers. I don't think this is like a fatal problem that Lincoln Riley in this program has to recover from. I think it's just in this 2 to 3 year stretch, we've kind of lacked that. But I do believe that Lincoln Riley will get it going, start hitting on the 5 stars more, and we'll have plenty of star talent for years to come. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and leave a comment if you agree or if you disagree. And let me know who you're most excited for of those 3 that I named: Braylon Shelby, Cameron Fountain, and Marcellus Williams. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and fight on.